She waited for 2 long hours, staring at the empty chair in front of her, believing she'd been abandoned again. But little did Emma know, the man who finally walked through that door would change the meaning of love in her life forever. The soft glow of the restaurant lights reflected against the tall glass windows, but Emma barely noticed. Her eyes were fixed on the door, her heart pounding each time it opened. She had fixed her dress, checked her lipstick, and pretended to look calm, but inside, fear and doubt tore at her. 2 hours, 2 painful hours of waiting. Strangers whispered, their glances pricking at her fragile confidence. To Emma, this wasn't just a blind date. It felt like her last chance to believe in love again. Emma had known heartbreak before. The man she once loved left her for someone better, telling her she was too plain, too ordinary. Those words carved scars that no one could see. For months, she avoided mirrors, avoided people, and avoided hope. Tonight was supposed to be different. Her best friend promised her this man was genuine, kind, and ready for something real. Emma wanted to believe. But as the minutes stretched into hours, that belief began to crumble. She was just about to leave when the door opened again. And then, she saw him. A tall man with tired eyes, worn shoes, and an old leather bag slung over his shoulder. Not the polished gentleman she had imagined, but someone raw and real. His gaze locked with hers, guilt heavy in his eyes. Before he even sat down, he whispered an apology. His name was Daniel. Emma's anger burned at first. 2 hours wasted, her hopes shattered. But then she noticed something in him. Sorrow. A sorrow deeper than excuses. His hands trembled as he explained. He wasn't late because he forgot or didn't care. He was at the hospital with his younger sister who was fighting cancer. That night, she had collapsed, and he couldn't leave her side. Emma's anger melted into silence. 2 hours of waiting seemed nothing compared to the weight of the life he carried. Dinner was quiet at first, cautious, fragile. But as the night unfolded, Daniel shared his story, how he raised his sister after their parents died, how he worked tirelessly to keep her alive, and how loneliness had shadowed him for years. Emma, for the first time, spoke honestly about her scars, her fears, and her broken past. There were no games, no pretenses, just 2 tired souls speaking the truth. By the time they left, the city was quiet, the streets nearly empty. Daniel admitted he almost didn't come, afraid Emma would see him as unworthy. Emma stopped, looked at him, and softly said, maybe we're both broken, but sometimes broken pieces fit together to make something whole. The weeks that followed weren't easy. Daniel's sister's health declined, and sometimes he canceled plans. Emma battled her fears of being hurt again. But slowly, they built something steady. Something real. Daniel showed Emma that love isn't about grand gestures, it's about showing up, even when life tries to pull you away. And Emma reminded Daniel that even the weary, even the broken, deserve joy. Months later, in a quiet hospital room, Emma sat beside Daniel, holding his hand as his sister, frail and fading, smiled weakly at her and whispered, take care of him. Days later, his sister passed. Daniel's world shattered, but Emma never left his side. Through grief, through pain, through fear, they stayed. And in staying, they found love. Their love wasn't loud or perfect. It was quiet, imperfect, yet unshakable. Emma no longer felt ordinary. Daniel no longer felt unworthy. Together, they discovered that sometimes the longest waits bring the most beautiful arrivals. Because those 2 hours Emma thought she had wasted were simply the pause before destiny walked through the door. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to HQ Infinite Stories. And before you go, drop this in the comments. Kindness can heal broken hearts. Let's see how many believe in that truth.